So Scarlett is a new addition to our house.
She is.
And,
Keep talking. I'm gonna check the phone.
and my wife's a singer-songwriter, so we were collaborating on some music, and we had friends over with instruments, and we were trying to make a song, and this little girl and another pit bull comes walking by our window,
Oh, great.
and my wife is the animal whisperer
Seriously, man.
because she loves every single animal in the world.
Not just dogs.
There's
Not just dogs. There's
actually
tons.
one time I came home from work and she I go walking upstairs to the room and she has this look on her face and I instantly knew that she had an animal in the house. And she showed me a turtle inside the bathtub. So, and we called her Frankie.
It's a desert tortoise, and they are in their
Instinct.
They're not quite instinct, but they're yeah.
Anyway,
And the baby
so
possum,
the baby possum.
Possums,
possum.
We
beetles.
came out of a meeting once, and this little baby possum about this big comes walking out of the bushes, hissing, and she walks over. And my God, how cute is the possum? And picks him up, and I'm like, put her down, you'll get rabies. And she's like, look at it. All.
It was so cute, though. It was so cute.
She put him down, and it was awesome. But we found the owner of the dog, and he's like, I have her chained up all the time. You guys could have her. So she has been a part of this house, and her name's Scarlett, and she's the sweetest pit in the whole world.
She is so freaking
I've never
adorable.
been met a pit like this.
Yeah.
Dude, me either.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to share some of your backstories that brought you who you are today? Like struggles that you went through in your life?
Being married.
Oh, that's huge. I don't know about that.
Huge.
Everything's huge.
Yeah. It's.
Can I go smoke a cigarette?
Right? 6 month break.
Yeah, I have a long story,
Yeah.
but it's a devastating story, but it's a story of victory. It's nothing easy, but
Well, I mean, a lot of the stuff that you've gone through, I noticed that like you find tools that help you out. Like there's a game that you're playing, Red Dead, that really helps you out a lot.
It really does.
Yeah.
She told me, or like both of you told us that every time he gets stressed or home from work, he immediately goes on Red Dead and just plays because that's like his de-stress.
well, not immediate.
Well, it's pretty close to immediately.
I didn't
Takes a shower.
drop one addiction for another. But what it does, whenever I get COVID, absolutely effed everything up. Effed up my business, effed up everything, but we now live in this big, beautiful house on 50 acres, and it's not effed up like I said it was. But I still get stressed over finances because I hurt my back 4 or 5 months ago, and I haven't been able to get my business going again, and multiple other things. So I'm stressed about finances all the time. So when I get super stressed, I turn on Red Dead, and I just jump on a horse and I ride around. Literally just ride around on the horse and look at the scenery on our big TV, and it's just every once in a while I'll shoot somebody for no particular reason.
Yeah.
Like somebody asked me for a ride, I'll just walk over, pow! And I'm like, I feel better.
What would you say is like your favorite character of like Arthur, John, Abigail, like all the characters that they have, Dutch, even like out of playing the game? Because like how many times have you played it again?
Fuck, 4
Oh,
times?
probably 8 times.
My
Yeah.
favorite part is the demon-possessed guy that's running around naked. Like,
I can't find him.
well,
I can't find him again. There was this guy that was completely. He had a huge penis too.
He's just walking around.
He did. Remember? He did. He was just running around naked. He's like this cave guy. And
It's always the
she
cave
happened
guys.
to walk in when I was just like, because I just cruise around. I don't do anything. I don't play the game. I just cruise around, and this guy comes out of this cave. He's like. Run! He's like yelling at me. He's like, what the fuck is that? And she's like, what the fuck is that?
The
Like,
guy
I
with the
don't know.
penis.
So I ended up killing him.
yeah, he did have a penis.
I ended up killing him, and I carried him somewhere, but his penis was right there on my face while I carried him. So I threw him down. I was just looking at him, like, we were standing here. He was like, what do you do with him? I was like, I don't know. We bury him? What do we do with him?
We bury him.
But that was pretty funny. That was probably one of the funniest things about Red Dead.
I
But
remember when I tried playing it once, and I shot someone, and
It just all went.
well, she was in the city of Saint Denis,
Around San Andy.
and she was just riding the horse and getting her used to riding the
I'm
horse.
just trying to figure out how to.
And I was like, okay, pull the left trigger, and then you can say hi to people. Hey, how you doing? I was how's it going? Hey, mister. You know, all the different stuff that he says.
Arthur's hilarious.
And she did that and pulled the right trigger, too.
Oh shit.
So she aimed at some lady across the street and just blew her head off. And all of a sudden, all the cops swarm on her. And she's like, I don't know what to do. I was like, give me the controller. And I took it off and I got
It was
away.
like serious. He's like, do you know how hard I worked to get the wolf at the end? Or whatever. I'm like, wolf
To
at
get
the
the,
end?
what's it called, the stag.
Yeah.
And
You know
ruined
how hard I
everything.
worked? And my horse. You were like almost crying. You're like, my horse, I worked so
Yeah,
hard.
because she almost killed my horse.
Oh my gosh. Wait, can't you get your horse back?
Yeah,
No,
but
not
you
the same
could.
horse.
Not the
Oh,
same
you
one.
can't.
No, you gotta get
Okay,
another
well,
one
like,
to
can
build
you
it up.
get the
Okay.
same horse just mentally? You know it's not the same
Yeah,
horse.
there you go.
Yeah.
It's a
Because, like, I
video
played-
This is therapy, man. You can't pretend.
game. This is the video game, not therapy.
You can't just pretend.
So
it
This
exists.
is real.
This is his trauma out of everything he's been in.
This is how we work through our mental illness.
No, but seriously.
But seriously,
Oh my gosh.
But it really, that game really does help me.
that's
As long as I don't go kill and like too
Yeah,
many
Rebecca
people.
encouraged him to play it.
I know her therapist actually said, "Go ahead, play
That
Red
Go
Dead."
Sex.
ahead, just.
That and sex.
She really encouraged
Video
me.
games and sex.
That's another topic
So-
for another day, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all about
That's
mental
too big for today.
It's always too big.
Always.
Oh, but about games.
But yeah, that's a super fun game. I have all the other games. I have the World War II game. I have the other ones, but nothing compares.
Well, right now
To Red
you're
Dead.
playing Valhalla.
We're trying to
Yeah.
get him into Valhalla.
MA right
I'll
now
say
is
that.
dressed up as Eivor.
The main character, she's pretty
You're
bad.
probably out of screen.
A little bit this.
Yes, show the curves. Yes. She's working for the gods. But
And
yeah. You
and-
can either play for like as a guy or a girl in Valhalla.
And it'll give you the option to. There's a storyline that first starts off when you're a child, and it hits a particular moment where there's a little glitch that's in the Animus for the game and for people who play Assassin's Creed. There's the Animus where people go back in time and then they have not conversations. They have memories from their ancestors and from other people who have lived in that time because they're. I don't want to spoil the game, but they're trying to find a way to save the world.
Yeah, and
And-
in order to save the world, they have to look back to where the Order started, which
Mhm.
is like the bad people in a way. It's kind of like the Illuminati.
And I'm playing it, and I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
I know, it frustrates me. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, you don't understand.
I just love the stories.
Yeah,
The
right?
stories are
game that
really
you were
good.
playing,
The,
that one.
the stories are really good because like what I love about it is that when the game first starts off, when it's on the loading screen, it tells you that this is a multicultural team that comes together from different beliefs and backgrounds,
Right.
and they tell their stories of their ancestors.
Yeah.
They sell it in a way for people of entertainment to play it and enjoy it, but these stories they have actual people who've existed, and they just kind of like a little bit just bend the rules of like society to show it in a form of like either
Entertainment.
for entertainment. And it's really cool because like there are stories where like people with those cultural backgrounds, they really put in a lot of work for it. And there's a show that before you played Valhalla, we were talking about we were like, let us feast for the gods, and we were talking about Eivor, and we were talking about all these Vikings, and you guys knew about a show.
The Last
from it.
Kingdom.
The Last Kingdom.
Oh,
Great
yeah, I
show.
really wanted to get
Freaking
into
greatest.
that.
I never get into those shows,
Yeah,
but that one we
sure.
got into it. We freaking binged.
Good show.
When this coronavirus first happened, we binged. We would just watch and watch and watch and watch it. It was awesome.
so-
And it's really cool because they take the time to put actual historical monuments from time that happened.
Is that where Brita came from?
Yeah.
From
Yeah,
that
that's
show? Okay,
Brita.
cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Brita was
Rita
awesome.
and what's his name? What's his name again? They like grew up together and they do it,
Whoa.
but they're more just best friends.
Nice.
But she gets hurt because her husband dies, and the main character basically sides with.
I forget his name.
Yeah, it's a cool show.
Sigurd.
Sigurd.
No, I think there is a secret.
I think
We're the
there is
gods.
a secret.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I can
actually,
see that.
what's pretty cool about it is
He's
that
an actual real person.
yeah,
They say
every time I
Valhalla.
play
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed, like anytime I play a game, I look up like the facts.
Me
Like
too.
Sigurd is an actual character. He's like King Sigurd. He has a long name,
Here's the
but
thing.
it's
Sigurd,
really cool when you look them up. It's
Sigurd
really,
in the video game, there's one point in time where he thinks he's like descended from like the gods, which he is, but he's not as high as the main character Eivor, which
Mhm.
Eivor is a descendant from Odin. So it's like a reincarnation, but like Sigurd gets in his head so much. It's
Sorry.
crazy. and like you get a chance to betray him, but you don't want to betray him, and he's betraying you, and you're like, what?
Yeah, and that's hard too about betraying him, because there's, again, not too much about the game, but there's a prophecy that talks to Eivor about things that might happen in the future, and you have to be very careful with like what Assassin's Creed does is it allows you to speak freely, so it gives you options to choose what you say. But you have to be careful.
You got like
when you
3
say that,
options.
you can but the thing is that out of those 3 options, I found out that it can change like the storyline.
Really?
With Odyssey that I was playing, the one that you couldn't play.
I freaking hate
Every time I look up an option to choose for Valhalla, they're like, if you don't choose this one, then you're not going to get the real ending. I'm like, oh my gosh, I get so
like
serious.
there's parts where there was one I was playing from Odyssey where there's these twins. It's a side mission, so I'll go ahead and talk about that. For Odyssey, there's these 2 twins. And you don't know which one is like is the enemy, because one of them's trying to take over the kingdom, and the other one is trying to keep her kingdom, but her sister's just a servant. And when you come back, you see them arguing with each other, and she's threatening to kill her, but the other one's just like, don't kill me. And you kind of find out that like the one that's arguing is the real sister, because she's more of like demanding, like, no, this is where I live, this is like, I'm trying to protect these people. The girl who's more manipulative is sweet, like, no, like, please, I'm trying to keep everything safe, like, just trust me. That's like, and then so you kind of find out who's the right one and the wrong one. But you find out that if you kill the wrong, which I didn't know, if you kill the wrong one, you end up fighting, like she laughs at you, and she tells you like oh yeah, like hi, and then she sends her guards after you. But when you kill her after doing that, you find out that the kingdom falls, and if you keep playing, when you look on the map again, you'll realize places started getting taken over by that kingdom.
That's why you Google shit.
It was really, really cool. Like,
I couldn't get past the first 20 minutes.
Like
I was like running up this fucking climbing this mountain, like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then it's like I couldn't fight anybody. It's like everybody would kill me instantly. It's like I guess I was on the wrong level or something.
It might have been. I don't know.
But it's cool because it's just like, I mean, it's just kind of like it's like life, like little things that you do. You feel like it wouldn't have an impact. And you have a storyline which isn't affected because that's your story, but you don't realize you've affected another story.
Bob Dog, I have a question.
What'd you call him?
Bob Dog.
That's what we call him all the time. What are you talking
He wasn't in the
Bob
loop.
Dog. Who the fuck is Bob Dog?
He
Is there
wasn't in
an
the
8th
loop.
person that belongs here?
It's just more of his names.
We
but-
call him Bobby because of some teacher that we had called Bobby Zucchini.
Some teacher.
And you guys left me a voicemail one time, and it was like, this is Adeline, and they're all, and this is the Bobby Chiquini. The Bobby Chiquini.
The Bobby.
But
Yeah, have you guys told the story why you guys call him Bob?
Excuse me.
Hi.
Hi. I can't understand.
Can I put some wood on the fire?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I thought Sigurd was bad at first, but I was
Nah,
just
he's a
wondering,
little
is
bitch.
Sigurd like the protector of the little boy? And what is the guy's name? Because he's a little boy in the beginning, right? And
It's Eivor.
It's either a boy or a
oh,
girl.
it's Eivor.
Yeah,
That's
because
why the little boy or girl looks so feminine is because you get to choose once it becomes an adult whether it's a boy or girl. That's why
because
it's all
you could choose boy, girl, or you could say there's the middle section where it says fate, and
Choose
so
for
it
you.
chooses it for you.
Oh, so if I was the Lord and not the woman, right? The whatever it is,
Tell
like
him between her crotch.
Lord or lady or whatever.
Mhm.
So I could be.
Why are you assuming their gender?
Well, I could. So my question.
Don't put her on.
My question is if I was Lord, would my name still be Eivor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your
so
name would still be
either one.
your name was always
Eivor,
Eivor.
And then Sigurd, is he the protector of Eivor?
That's
Sigurd's
her
just the
brother.
older brother.
They're
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay, I got it.
You're gonna break your tooth.
You know, that happened at all. I don't have your teeth.
So video games.
Video
Yeah,
games.
literally. We touched that
I'm
topic.
just gonna walk out of this one.
Well, no, we have so much more to say about it.
So
Yeah.
much more. I mean, even like the pistol here that like for your birthday is
What's going on?
Red Dead.
Bobby bought this for my birthday. It's not real.
That's all I have to say about that. I don't like how Stu's Red Dead. Because he was such a huge fan of Red Dead and it's just
Kill him.
horrible.
Red Dead's
Okay,
greatest game in the
wait.
world.
Before, on his birthday, before we got him that, we gave him like a little crappy type of cowboy gun.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh,
when
yeah,
he
to
got
not
the-
let- yeah.
When he got the plastic, he's like, oh
He
my
was
god!
so happy
He was
with the
like, this
plastic.
is
I was like,
amazing! He was
what
like
is he
having the
gonna
whole thing. And like, and then he was
Oh,
like, he was like a little kid, and then when we brought out this, he was like,
I almost started crying.
he did.
You did.
He actually probably did cry, actually.
I'm sensitive.
Yes, he is.
But video games.
Yeah.
So when Principessa was about 7 or 8 years old,
Oh.
I call her Principessa, by the way.
Good.
From the movie Life is Beautiful.
It's from Life is Beautiful.
If you watched our last episode.
Yeah, I have so much to say
I
about
still think you guys need to talk about that.
Yeah, here's the thing. He is the one that showed me Life is Beautiful. I don't know. I think I brought that up in the last video.
that. Yeah, like for 2 seconds.
Okay, calm down.
Thanks for the freaking...
He literally explained every detail in it as a kid, and it was like a lot of pressure to talk about it because I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna leave out every detail in it because I wanted him to be there when I explained it, but I was living in a different area. Now we live in Emmett. But yeah, so go on about. Oh yeah, Principessa's from Life is Beautiful.
Yeah, and yeah. We'll talk about movies later,
Yeah, this is.
but we'll remember that. But when Principessa was 7,
Yeah,
it was either
I
7
don't
or 8.
remember.
I used to play video games, and I had Xbox 360.
Oh yeah,
Nah, I
And-
remember those days.
I don't even know if
Me
it was a
too.
360. It might have been the
it was a
first Xbox.
360, but before that it probably was the. No, it was 360.
Yeah, and Scarface was the game.
Scarface.
And
Scarface It's Red Dead, and then it's Scarface.
Mm-hmm. That was a
Those two
shit.
games were the best games in the world. It was the greatest game that. Well, it was like the first generation of these games coming out that you could actually run around and do whatever,
whatever
you
you
want,
want,
and
yeah.
drive different cars, and there's like tons of cheat codes.
Oh
it was
yeah.
so much
I
fun.
loved watching you do the cheat codes,
Oh,
especially
cheat
like
codes were always amazing back then in video games.
Yeah.
especially like
always-
popping up like a car randomly, and you'd be like, "Here, I got a car," and then you do it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cool!"
Well, Principessa used to. She used to. I would let her play at 7 years old. Now, mind you, this game, you sold cocaine. You beat up hookers.
Oh, I love that. That was my
You-
favorite hobby.
Cut people with chainsaws.
Oh, you do? That's right.
It was really, really graphic. It was really, really bad. Bad. I was a bad father.
He was great. He was the best.
What I would do is I would say, she would ask if she could play, and I would say sure, and I would hand her, and I would show her how to drive, and she would do all good. But what she would do while I was doing my own thing, working, restoring furniture, or whatever I was doing at the time, she would play it, but she would walk the streets of Miami. And she would find the first person she met, and you could talk to him. Hey, baby, how you doing, baby? What's going on? You got a nice ass, lady. all kinds of stuff, and you could say things to him. But she would walk up to somebody, say some stuff, and she would punch him right in the face. And she would fight with people on the streets, and next thing you know, the cops would show up, and she would be running down the streets getting shot. And she would say, Papa, Papa, help me get out of this. So I would grab the controller from her, and I would put a cheat code in, and it would drop in a freaking Cobra, a car that was really fast, and I would jump in, and I would escape, jump over a bridge, or maybe even jump in the water and call in a boat, and we'd get a boat.
I'd always want you to drive back to your house because that's like the safe zone.
And that's what I would do. I would end up going back to the house, and I would hand her back the controller, and 20, 30 minutes later, Papa, Papa, help me get out of this. And I would help her get out of it, and it was so much fun.
But and then Godfather was really.
Godfather.
That
was
was
a fun one.
another good game.
That was a super fun one.
Oh my gosh.
I think there was like 2 Godfathers we had, but the first one was the best one. It was in the city of New York,
Yeah.
and it was really like just like
The
Scarface.
music, it was literally like Scarface. All the missions that you got to go on and the people that you got to talk to.
Yeah,
The essence was there. The vibe was set.
yeah.
It was awesome.
You got to work your way up from being a nobody all the way to being the Godfather.
So
and
cool.
It was fun. We found a couple of funny little moves. that
He was like,
we-
I don't know what he did, but as a kid, I was like laughing at like his moves.
You would run up to somebody and you'd go, because you would push a bunch of buttons at
I
the
don't know
same
what
time.
button it was.
But you would like punch and then run, and then it would just go like that. And it was so funny. It was so funny.
Yes.
Yes.
We played so many video games back then.
I think we played it like a couple years ago recently. Remember when we found the Godfather
Yes,
game?
yeah.
And then we couldn't figure out the controls to do that like certain move.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
And then we tried to find Scarface, but
It wasn't available for the PS4. For the PS4 or
the new Xbox One,
Yeah.
like nothing. You have to
Yeah.
get like an Xbox 360 if you want to play Scar. I want to do that though. one
They
day.
might be
Yeah.
remastering it soon. Because
I
I mean,
hope
they've
so.
already
I hope
they
so.
just I think it was
Fucking-
last year they remastered Skyrim.
Eminem went
Are
down
you
wrong.
serious?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's right. No, I remember. Yeah.
Like last year they remastered Skyrim. They remastered the original Fallout games. They started like remastering all these Bethesda games, and I'm hoping that they start remastering those. But I'm surprised. And then GTA was never like one anyone.
I hated
anyone
GTA.
What?
Did you really?
Because the controllers are the opposite of Scarface.
Okay.
Wow.
When you drive the car, you would try to do this, and you would go like that, and you would try to do this, and I
You
just
just
never
have
got
to be
into it.
diverse with the
Yeah.
video games.
No.
I mean, cause,
Okay, he's
Do you
always
remember?
like
Do you
this.
remember the?
That's why I can't get into Valhalla.
Do you remember the? What was it called? Connect.
Yes,
Connect?
I loved VR.
We would do the boxing. Remember?
Yeah, dude, that was so
And
fun.
and she was 7 years old, and I'm 6'3", and she was like this tall, and we would do the boxing, and she would kick my butt every
did you?
single time.
Did y'all ever do the Star Wars Connect?
No.
They had that one was really cool.
Was it?
I had that one for a bit, but it was more like a what kind of stunk about it is that it came with a few other games.
Oh.
I realized it was like it was a workout thing. So you had a lightsaber, but really it was meant for working out.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, this sucks.
Oh, it was a workout when we played.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I remember growing up, parents and family talking about how games were so like bad for just for
That's
kids
why they connect
and
it
growing
now.
up.
Simple
No, but like if
mindful.
it was so bad, why do we still keep working on new technology? Like now we have the VR. The VR don't
Oh,
even like
VR,
get me
yeah.
started on the VR.
Also,
Don't even bring
yeah.
that shit
You
up.
played their VR recently and it was so funny. Like,
Yesterday or day before.
oh yeah. Scarlett kept jumping all over him when he was playing the VR because he was just like dancing with this animated thing in his head.
I don't like this one. Hey, excuse me.
It's got really.
The VR thing kind of scares me though.
Is that your freestyle? That was so wholesome.
It's well, we could get into technology and understanding that the technology that we see now is nowhere close than what we actually have.
Yeah, because this is just for entertainment. So like,
Yeah.
what was its first purpose? It had a first purpose before it came entertainment, just like drones. Like drones were used by the government, by military, and then they allowed people to
And
have
they had it
certain
10 to 15
requirements.
years before we even knew it existed.